Amit Gosalia. Worked in private practice since 2002 down in Arizona. When Audigy was introduced to us, kind of right in our face. Well, here's Audigy. Let's go forward with it. It's a great opportunity for us. In my mind, it was a great opportunity for the owner, not really thinking about what they were gonna, what Audigy would do for me as the employee.
I think the initial response from the front office staff was, I didn't sign on to be a telemarketer.
I said, what? Not another one, not another, not another thing.
A group? And he goes, yeah. And I said, well, I'm not much of a joiner. I don't want to waste their time.
And then the rest of the staff would ask me, oh, what are we gonna do? What is this? What's going on? I'd be like, I don't know. This seems scary. Or I don't know about this. And I think they would pick up on that.
And actually, when we were sitting there the second day and I was truly listening more, I did turn to my husband and I said, well, one of our staff members is gonna quit. The other one, I think, will thrive.
I've joined other organizations during my audiology years, and they just didn't quite deliver as promised. And so I just wanted to make sure that Audigy did stand up to what they said they were all about. And you guys have, and you've exceeded the expectations.
Everybody kind of got energized. They were really pretty excited to see me take hold of things and say, hey, we're moving, we're gonna go.
We had never seen it in the hearing industry. We wanted to be the first, and we got here and we went, oh, you stole our thunder. This is what we were gonna do. But I remember saying, we're going, why reinvent the wheel in a much slower pace with just the two of us? Let's join the wheel and spin it faster.
My name is Jorge Villalbazo, and I am from Sierra Vista, Arizona. To hire a group like Audigy would cost us $10,000 or more a month to hire every specialist there. And they're gonna help us with our advertising. They're gonna help us to track this. They're gonna help us with that.
We don't have to reinvent the wheel ourselves. There's so much out there that Audigy provides us that gives us an opportunity to just be that much more successful.
Well, the first thing we did was we had some open houses.
We've got the whiteboard going. We've got outbound calling going.
We've started doing educational seminars, lunch and learns, open houses.
We used to think, how is this going to work? But before they left that lunch that they had with us, they would stop, make an appointment, they would come in and see Barbara, and they would be very motivated to buy because they know her credentials and they know how good she was.
Anything that I've ever done with Audigy has been tested before I've done it. It's been tested by the team of all these employees that are now growing at Audigy.
Whether it's human resources, if you need to hire somebody, or if it's the budgeting and the financing, if that's where your needs are, or the business management aspect of it, they don't demand, they don't control anything. I wouldn't do well in a relationship like that.
We were able to use the demographics that were provided to us from Audigy to actually figure out where it would be appropriate to put that office. And then to have Audigy go through all of the negotiation process with the contractors and the builders and the landlords. And we got deals we would have never gotten on our own.
But we did eventually have a BPA process done. And once I saw that value into what that BPA process could bring and what Audigy could bring, then it became very simple.
You knew more about my business than I ever hoped to know when you were putting that together. And then when we started going through it, there were some very big surprises. And then there were a few things I said, hey, that's where I felt we were and I was very comfortable with.
It really changed our lives. We could all see where we need to go and how we're going to get there. It was just this great book of information about our practice and about our lives.
I've been trained on other processes in the hearing industry and didn't think they brought a ton of value. Everything that you guys do brings value to the business owner, to the patients, to the providers, to the front staff, training, all of that.
When I went to PFL, just really sealed it in me because it just presented it much clearer. I understood it, so I went back home and I just began to encourage the entire staff.
By the time you leave PFL, you know what's expected. Now you have to go home and you have to practice it. It's so much easier after PFL to go home and actually do it.
Well, it's just amazing. That's all I can say. Just amazing the change in the way they work, especially the front desk. It's just absolutely great. They're focused. They know what they need to do. They know how to answer questions. The communication is much better between the front desk and the audiologists and myself.
You give us cookbook systems, but then we're allowed to make it our own and incorporate what is it that really makes us tick into the business.
Your goals are to help us succeed. And so when people ask me, well, what is your relationship with Audigy? I say, well, they're our business consulting group. They help us maintain our business and help it strive and make it bigger and better than it ever was.
Rhonda Miller. I work for Anderson Audiology in Las Vegas, Nevada. Things really did dramatically change, though, when Audigy came on board.
What I do feel that Audigy has brought to our office is like a sense of peace. You know what I mean? It's like now we have direction. Now we know where we're headed. We know we're not there yet, but we know we're on the right direction. And so it's brought that to the whole office. And to Mike, I really just love seeing that in Mike, that he just feels like he can now rest in his business, that he's not going crazy and being stressed out all the time.
For the first time in 30 years, we actually had a budget, a real live budget.
I actually now bring in a salary. I haven't pulled a salary from my practice in 16 years.
Help me get rid of the stuff that's not important, concentrate on what is important, and give me time to spend with my family and doing the things that I want to do.
And so I'm helping more people, spending less time at work, and achieving all of my goals.
Now we have peace of mind. We have systems in place to make the opportunities come in the door.
What a difference, because everybody's geared into the same thing. We're going to help everybody be successful in this.
My name is Joanna Waggle, and I'm from Florida. I work at the Medical Gardens Hearing Center with Dr. Barbara Gaunt-Janey. I have a purpose now with the office, and I feel like I am now a part of the team instead of just the girl that answers the phone and pulls the charts for the next day.
It takes a village, to raise a child. It takes a team, a good team, to run a strong practice.
As an owner, you can't look at the practice as just your practice. You've got a whole team that's supposed to work and strive together to meet these goals.
It's important for me to do my job well so that she can do her job well. And it's important for her to do her job well so that I can be effective at what I do.
It's not just Lan and I driving the practice now. It's every member of our team that's driving the practice.
They're very happy, they're very motivated, and they are truly a team. That wasn't always the case. That took some effort.
I think what it does is kind of put you in partnership so you don't feel like you're just the receptionist sitting at the front and they don't need me. It gives you a feeling that you're needed in there, and nobody likes to work somewhere where they don't feel valued.
I mean, to me, that's almost more important than the money. I want to work in a place where I feel cared about.